We going? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to your favorite theme park podcast, Coasters and Bro-Sters. I'm Chandler, one of your hosts. With me, I have my good buddy, Mr. Jeremy. How are you today, sir?
I am so happy to be off work today.
Yeah, long day.
I am exhausted. The last 3 days, I just worked almost 30 hours the last 3 days.
Get that money, making that bread.
Gotta get that
There you
money.
go. A few weeks ago, I mentioned that I wanted to show you my first ever pair of Mickey ears that I got in 2008. And I finally remembered to grab them before we started recording. So let me do a little switcheroo here. And if you're not watching the video, switch to video. Here we go. It doesn't even fit my big ass.
Oh my
This is the
gosh.
first pair of ears I ever got from
Oh
Disney.
my gosh.
They don't fit
Those
anymore.
were
I got them.
obviously.
I got them. I'm pretty sure we got them in the Emporium or some. There's some
Uh,
store on Main Street that we got these on. So yeah, here you go, folks. Then I got a second pair. I got a second pair of ears on the same day. So I'll put hold on. Let me switch. Put these on. Also, really doesn't fit, and I have hat hair. But I have
those pirates.
Pirates of the Caribbean Mickey ears, and the string broke. So it's like, yes, here we go. I don't know why I wanted Dapper ears or Pirates of the Caribbean ears, but here we go. Got these on day one. Didn't even like wait to see them all. Just picked them right up. So yeah,
Oh
these
my.
these are my first pair of ears. So hopefully everyone enjoyed that. These Dapper ears do not
Have
even
you,
remotely fit on my head anymore.
have you ever seen
Oh,
that guy on TikTok who makes videos and he says, Princess?
yes, yes.
You, you need to be the Disney adult version of that, but wear the dapper ears at the parks
Dude,
and
they're
go,
they're so beat up too.
Princess.
They've been in a box probably the last like 10 years. They have some dents. And I remember we went on Space Mountain that day, and I like had to put the ears down between my legs, and I like remember putting it in my mouth and like biting on it to keep hold of it because I was afraid it was gonna fly away. So I think there's teeth marks
Uh,
somewhere too on this. But yes, first pair of ears. Thought that'd be
I
a nice
really
little.
hope that you propose at Disney World with those ears on one day.
Oh my God, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Like, it looks so stupid with those on.
Just get on your knees and your knee and be like, Princess, every day is Dapper Day with you.
Oh my God, dude, that'd be legendary. That'd be so funny.
Oh
Um,
gosh.
let's see. I wanted to run through just some news things first. We got a bunch of Halloween Horror Nights announcements this past week. So we have, I believe it's now 7 houses. So let's run through them all quick. Shoot, I had it pulled up. It went away. Okay, Fallout was the first announcement. Then we had Jason, and then just on the 20th, El Artista, a Spanish haunting. That'll be a really fun one, I think. Something that's the one where the tortured artists and they're coming out of like the picture frames. And then this Hatchet and Chains Demon Bounty Hunters is actually a nod to a house from last year, from Slaughter Cinema 2. So that's going to be a really good one. Excited for that. Dolls Let's Play Dead. So toys. This reminds me of like Sid from Toy Story. All of his toys coming back to life and they're like mutated and burnt,
Mhm.
melded and stitched together by a twisted little girl. So if you don't like porcelain dolls or like children's toys coming back to life, ugh. Grave of Flesh. Welcome to your funeral where it's about to go from bad to worse. You'll enter the underworld and be haunted by flesh eaters for eternity. And then Gulkin, Monsters of the North, kind of like a Viking village. A wicked being rises from the dead with a horde of monsters. Try to escape the belly of the
Interesting.
beast. So Well, we're at 7 houses. We have all 5 original houses, and we have 2 IPs. So we still have 3 more house announcements, and we don't have any Scare Zone yet either. So we still got
Interesting.
plenty of time for announcements. So excited for Halloween Horror Nights. I can smell the fog, and I can smell the pizza tots already. Let's go. It could be spooky season now. Um, and then Jeremy, I want you to discuss some interesting Disney news from this past week. You shared a few things
I called it.
via the internet,
I called
and
it.
I just I want to hear you break the news, and I want your opinion on this.
Okay. Which one? There's a lot.
The fifth gate news.
Yeah, that I called. So anybody that's listening, if you listen episodes back, I told you guys when Epic opened within the year, Disney was going to announce a fifth park. I told y'all that was going to happen. That's the only way, and I knew this was going to happen because the Imagineers and Bob Iger went to Epic Universe. They know what they're up against. They went to the park, they saw it, and that's not the first time that's happened before. Eisner went to Islands of Adventure when it opened and did a VIP tour, just like Bob Iger just did. They're scoping out and seeing what's going on. I guarantee you, the second he walked into that park was like, shoot, we got to
Shoot,
do something.
we got to do
So
something.
I knew they were going to do a fifth park. Would not be surprised if they have pushed it back from telling us. And it wouldn't surprise me if they've already broken ground on it and haven't said anything. That's my whole thing. I remember the last year and a half, almost 2 years of giant things being brought into Disney on giant trailers. So it wouldn't surprise me if those weren't just pieces of the new lands that are being built, but part of a new park, and they're getting prepped for it. It would make sense if they were getting all the stuff lined up in the area that they're going to have it, so that way as soon as they told people, boom, they say, okay, we broke ground, and then they can put it up quickly. I saw somebody commented on some video and said when Disney built Animal Kingdom, it took less time for them to build Animal Kingdom than it took for Universal to build Epic. And my first initial thought was that's not even a good comparison. You have a 5 land park with multiple rides versus Animal Kingdom that is basically 6 rides, maybe.
Hmm.
That's not a good
Right.
comparison. But I knew that was
But
going to happen.
didn't they announce or they release something that the new park wouldn't even be open until 2045
I don't know if it was 2045 or yeah,
or
that would make
2035?
sense. Something like that. I mean, by the time that fifth park gets opened, it's gonna be like I'm gonna be in my 40s. That,
You, we're gonna have grandkids by the time that opens.
like think about this. If it were to open in 2045, Aurora would be 28.
Dude, I don't even like the
She's
sound of that.
that's disgusting. Like
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be an old man if we have to wait that long.
Yo,
I'm gonna be one of those old man vloggers when the whole thing opens up, just walking around.
realistically, when do you see a fifth Disney park in Orlando actually opening? Realistically,
Realistically, 2030.
2030, which is not far
Yeah.
away.
I mean,
You
it's like
think
4.5 years.
you think they could get something done like that in time?
If they can get the right crew in there, yeah. It
Or
depends where they're building it too.
I was gonna say, where do you think it would be? Like that's my next
I mean,
question.
if you look at
Where?
the whole entire map of Disney World, the size of it, the amount that they're using for parks and resorts is literally like less than a quarter of the entire mass of property that they own.
Hmm.
They have a lot of space to work with. I don't know where they're going to put it. In my opinion, I think it's going to have to be,
I'm
I want to
looking
say
now.
that it's going to have to be like map wise. I believe there's a big chunk of land that they could use that's kind of like behind Coronado Springs. So it'd
And
have to
that's
be like
probably
in between. AK, and MK.
Yeah, I'm kind of
That
looking. I mean, I don't. This is just like Apple Maps. There's a big chunk of land kind of between like Epcot and Animal Kingdom. Doesn't seem like anything's there at the moment, which would be like a little bit south of like the golf courses, Disney's Oak Trail. It's like a big
yeah,
green
yeah,
plot of land that seems to
yeah.
be uninhabited by anything, but
So
I'm not
that's
100%.
like yeah, that's like in between MK, AK kind of area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's the only place that I could see them putting it, especially with how much money and stuff they're putting into improving the golf courses over there. Um, I could see them building another park and having another resort behind the golf courses to kind of push those as well. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to find out. I bet you they're going to do complete opposite and go more towards Disney Springs.
a little north. I don't
But
know,
who
man. It'll be
knows?
interesting.
Who
Um,
knows?
but you definitely called that they would announce something.
I
I
knew
I
it.
vividly remember that.
I thought they were going to wait till D23. Legitimately, I bet you at D23 they're going to tell us what the park theme is. I'll bet you. I
What
bet
would
you
you
it's
like
going
to
to
see?
blow everybody's mind. What would I like to see? I mean, it really depends. If they're really going to wait until like middle of the 2030s into 2040, that's realistically a Marvel park. But if it's going to be sooner than that, I don't know. It really, really depends on the IP that they want to use, if they want to push. Because, in my opinion, like, you shouldn't have done Cars Land at Magic Kingdom if you're going to open a fifth park.
Right. I agree. It should have been at that fifth park. Pistons
I
Peak
think it
should be
should
the
have
new one.
been Piston Peak should be at the new park. And I think that they could have held off on Monsters Inc. Land. As much as I don't like Muppets, they could have held off on that and put that over there too. And actually built like a city to make it more compete with Epic Universe. Could you imagine going through a gate like Epic and it's Monstropolis? Like a
That'd be sick.
very detailed Monstropolis. Like
That'd be so
that would
sick.
be pretty pretty dope. But I don't know.
A
It's
whole
hard to know what Disney's gonna do.
a whole Marvel theme park could actually be insane. I do wish they could use though the Marvel characters that Universal has. I think it would be hard to try to build a Marvel park like without having Spider-Man or like the
Yes.
Hulk. Like those are
Yes.
in like Captain America or yeah, Captain. Well, I'm not sure if that one's in the new. I
Well,
think it is,
you you never
but
know
it's like
though. I mean, Bob Iger could be working out a deal with the Universal execs to try and buy it.
man, that would be a like
It,
history making transaction if that went through.
it would probably be one of the biggest. I think that would probably be the biggest IP purchase Disney's ever done. I guarantee you that's going to be the most amount of money they've ever spent.
Man, man, that'd be. I don't even think I could comprehend how big of a deal that would be. Like how big of a
You're
transaction that would
talking
be.
like you're talking like hundreds of billions, if not
Yes.
$1 trillion, that Disney would have to be like throwing at them to go, okay, we have the movies, we have this, we need this. And honestly, if they were able to do a whole park off of Marvel, it would be probably the most amazing park in the entire world.
Oh my God. Yeah. Universal probably wants to hold on to Marvel to
Could you
prevent that from
imagine just
happening.
walking into a park, in the middle of the park looks like a city with Stark Tower with the Avengers
Oh
A
my.
on the top of it? And then over
That'd be
onto the side, you have like
insane.
a Spider-Man ride where you're actually going through the city. Then you have old school New York on one side where you can see Captain America. Like you don't even have to change, like you don't even have to do it too much. The whole thing could look like New York City. And then you have different areas of it, and it's just Marvel, everything. It would just be it, I don't know. I think it would blow Epic out of the water if that's what they
Like
did.
uh, yeah, I think Disney's next park probably would be better than Epic just because they have so much time now, or they probably had plans already. It's not like they don't know what they're going to put in the new park already. There's no way they just
Exactly.
don't have all this already planned out. The technology, by the time this opens, Epic's technology will be outdated already. So it's like this next Disney park, yeah, it could be revolutionary, like how we were talking about Epic Universe for sure.
Hmm.
And then Universal's next park would outdo Disney's, and then like they just keep going back
Yes,
and
and they
forth,
would
back and
just
forth. And that is
the war would never end.
so great for the consumers of theme parks just to have these people, these two big giant theme park corporations competing because they're going to create some amazing theme park attractions and lands and parks, and it's great for us. We want them to compete as much as they possibly can. That makes me
Absolutely.
wonder then if Universal loses Marvel, what would they replace in Islands of Adventure? That's kind of what I'm thinking of next. Like I really don't know what they would put to replace it. I don't know.
Oh, it's over at Marvel Superhero Island. I mean, you can keep the rides, you just got to retheme them.
Can. Yeah, you can keep
You
the
just
rides.
keep everything the same, just retheme the whole land. You'd have to close it for like, I mean, for Universal, probably a year for them to get that done, uh, which isn't terrible. But
There's
I don't know. It
more
just
rides.
it depends on what IP they really want to dive into. Do they have newer stuff that they really want to go into on theme parks, or do they have? Because I mean, you got Universal Studios that already has Minions, Trolls, Shrek. You can't really go into that.
Right.
Islands of Adventure is more of like the adult style Universal stuff. You have superheroes, you have, which I mean, and granted, if I saw them do that, it would make sense if they closed down Superhero Island and the Toon Lagoon and retheme the whole thing
Retheme them both.
and make that all one land and that's got its own theme. That would make sense to me because Toon Lagoon is pretty outdated.
I'm ready for
It's
Toon
not very,
Lagoon to go.
yeah. I mean, who watches Popeye? Who
No one.
watches Dudley Do Right? Who watch? I
Your
mean,
grandma?
yeah, my grandma. The last things that came out of those was the live action Popeye with Robin Williams, which was in like either the late 80s or the early 90s, and then you had the Dudley Do Right movie with Brendan Fraser in the early 2000s. And since then, nobody cares about those IPs. What's the point?
Yeah. Let's retheme Toon Lagoon to SpongeBob. Okay.
That would be pretty dope. I mean, why don't I mean close down the SpongeBob store in Universal and bring all SpongeBob over to Toon Lagoon. That would be awesome because it would go well with it. Water ride,
Exactly.
theme,
I've been saying
retheme the
this.
rafts. That would be sick.
Yes.
Oh, turn the Dudley Do Right into when he goes to that, when he takes the boat and it drops him down into that other town where people don't
Oh,
know
where
who they are.
they talk like
Yes, yes. Retheme Dudley to that. That would be sick.
that would be insane. I mean, I've been saying that they should retheme Toon Lagoon to Bikini Bottom for a long time just because the water rides are there and it would work out so well. It'd be an easy transition. Like
Very
Mrs. Puff's
easy.
boating school can be one ride and then SpongeBob's Raft River
Sure.
Adventure. I don't know, something along those
Then
lines of
then you can
boating
do the
school.
same thing. Just turn because Universal owns Nickelodeon, right?
They own the rights to SpongeBob, I think, at least. I mean, they have it in the other park.
Well, then you could literally turn the superhero island into more cartoon stuff that is relevant. I mean,
I don't even know what freaking cartoons are relevant these days. I'm
I
not
mean,
with the
my
times.
my brain a while ago thought, oh, they're going hard on the Dr. Seuss stuff over here. Just turn Superhero Island into more Dr. Seuss stuff. You turn the Hulk into a Grinch coaster because
Mm,
they just go all out. It's already
yes.
green. You don't have to retheme it. You don't have to do too much to it. You turn it from the Hulk statue into a Grinch statue.
A Grinch dark ride would absolutely go hard. You
Could
have,
you imagine them doing that instead of Spider-Man?
gosh, that'd go crazy. A Grinch dark ride where you're
And
stealing all the
then
presents and then the final scene is like going down Mount Crumpet with all the big old bag
there you
of presents in
go.
the back. That'd be so
Do
cool.
you,
Dang.
do you remember the book Hop on Pop? There was a
Which
Dr.
one?
Seuss book called Hop on. It's called Hop on Pop.
No.
It was about these kids jumping on their dad, and that was the book. That's Doctor Doom Fearfall.
There you go.
There you go.
Boom.
Easy
Universal,
fix.
hire us.
Universal, you don't need to spend a lot of money.
Hire us. Hire us. Um, Universal actually did just announce or like earlier this week, the IPs and lands coming to their UK park. That's going to open up in the next couple years. They're getting Lord of the Rings, like Back to the
What?
Future. Yeah, they're getting the Lord of the Rings one. Let me see if I can find the lands, just so I don't get this right.
How
Wrong.
does Universal have the? How did they have the rights to Lord of the Rings? Lord of the
Um,
Rings, I thought was an independent.
unless it was, unless it was fake. I thought it was real. James Bond, Paddington, Lord of the Rings, Jurassic World, Minions, and Back to the Future. That's gonna be
Hmm.
insane. That's gonna be sick. It looks
I
sweet.
will go there just. I would go there just for Lord of the Rings, to be honest. I've wanted a Lord
I've
of the
never seen
Rings
it. The
arc
movies.
forever. What?
I've never seen them.
All right, you're watching them with us when you move back here.
Yeah, I've always like tried to tell myself that I need to, but I just never have.
I've read the
Um,
books and I've seen the movies, and let me tell you, those movies are some of the most masterpiece theater pieces ever. And in my opinion, they are better than all of the Star Wars movies. They are better
really?
than they're better than all the Marvel movies too. Lord of the Rings is just peak. It is peak.
I need to watch them.
And the
Also,
CGI is decent for how old they are.
also, I want to say this is allegedly. These lands are alleged. I didn't see a official statement from Universal, so
Okay.
allegedly. I
Allegedly.
allegedly. I need to talk to my lawyer. Allegedly. Um, no, yeah, I need to watch Lord of the Rings. My cousins like them a lot. I've just never sat down to watch them for whatever reason. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so I'm sure there's no reason why I wouldn't like Lord of the Rings. It seems to be
You
kind of
would
in the same realm.
I bet you if you watch them, you would become a straight up Lord of the Rings fan. Like you
Well, I
would
probably would.
it would probably become one of your top tier franchises. The Hobbit movies don't really follow the book 100%. I mean, the Lord of the Rings ones don't follow the books perfectly, but Peter Jackson did a phenomenal job. Character development, all that, supreme. It's perfect.
I tried reading The Hobbit in high school, and I got through like one page, and I was like, "Yeah, I can't understand half of these words." I I
Kendra's
gave up
reading The
after
Hobbit
one
right
page.
now.
Oh,
Kendra
are
and
you
her
really?
dad, yeah, they
Oh,
read
cool.
Lord of the Rings together. I'm not. I've read the Lord of the Rings books a long time ago. When the movies came out, my parents said you need to read the books before you can see the movies. And I was like, oh, okay, well, because it came out when I was like 12, so they wanted me to read them. So I'm like, all right. So they literally
Tolkien.
bought me like this giant book that was all three books put together, but it had
Sweet.
pictures from the movies in them. And so I was
Nice.
like, that's dope. So it actually
Nice.
got me to read them.
J.R.R. Tolkien. That's the author, right?
Tolkien.
Tolkien, I believe
Tolkien. Yep.
is the nice.
Great author.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I always tell myself like the past like 2 years I'm like I need to read more. I always tell myself that, and then I never find myself reading anything.
I
I don't know.
can't.
I think I have such
I
a
don't
hard
have
time
the
finding stuff that I
patience.
like. What?
I don't have the patience to sit and read anymore.
Patience. Ah, yeah. The dang TikTok ruined my
Yeah.
dopamine receptors.
Ruined.
So,
Ruined it.
uh,
I get it.
going through our DMs, Jeremy and I will just send each other stuff throughout the week, funny theme park stuff that we want to talk about on the pod. The First of all, these AI Bigfoots accounts and they're doing stuff in the theme parks is so funny to me.
So funny.
I had I had two people send me the same one about people running to Hagrid's in the morning with the Yetis or the Bigfoots, and it was so funny
So
because
funny.
he the Yeti Bigfoot literally mentioned running to Hagrid's, and I thought that was the funniest thing in the world because
So
we had
good.
just talked about that on last week's episode.
I
And I
know.
was cracking up, and two different people sent me that exact video. I was dying laughing. Um, this one was kind of funny too. all the freaking Disney adults on the electric scooter.
The electric scooters.
Oh, because we talked about that last week too. It's just like these AI
Uh,
videos are getting too
did you see?
damn good.
Did you see the one where the guy was dressed up like Minnie Mouse and he's running down the
Oh,
stairs and he's
I
like,
didn't see that.
"Hey, it's park hoppers.
That is
Today we're gonna eat
so
500 milligrams of sugar and then we're gonna complain about the ride wait times."
yes.
He's just, I was like, this
That
is so funny.
dude, it's getting too freaking good. Um, and then that AI theme song of vloggers eating.
That one was good too.
So funny.
So
We
funny.
don't have to watch you eat all the food, but we do it anyway. Dude, so funny. And I recognized like half of the content creators that they use in that video,
Yes,
dude.
I did
It's
too.
so funny. So funny. What else? There was one more thing.
Boom, roasted. That's what it made me think of when I saw them fall, like pop up. The Office. Michael's like, boom, roasted.
Boom roasted. Um, I was at the Columbus Zoo yesterday because they opened up a new section, and I got a whiff of someone smelling someone's little BO action. And dude, anytime I smell someone that has BO, I immediately just think of our conversation
Oh yeah,
from another episode, dude. It's so funny.
that
Like
was
people just wear wear damn deodorant, man. It ain't that
somebody
hard.
commented. Somebody commented on that video and said that they should have sprayers when you walk into the theme park. And my first thought was
Dude,
instead of misters in the front, they just have Axe spray cans.
oh my God.
Just right when you walk through. Oh,
As my first task as Universal CEO, everyone has to walk in the gates with their arms up, and there's just people with freaking sprays. Just psh, everyone walking a line. We're spraying everybody up in this B. No BO, no BO, please.
do you know who Justin Manley is on TikTok?
No, I do not.
He's the guy who will like show clips of videos and then he'll kind of interrupt and give like a random fact. He's got millions of followers. But he actually made a video the other day that reminded me of our conversation because he lives in Florida. And so he's making a video and he's like, I don't care if you're against chemicals or anything like that. When you're down here, you put them on because nobody wants to smell your butt. And he's like, and wash your butt and make sure that you're wearing antiperspirant and deodorant because I don't want to smell it and nobody else wants to smell it. If you're down here on vacation, this is not like your home. You need to be a little bit more protected.
A little aluminum in your deodorant is not gonna hurt you.
Not for a
You know what I'm
week.
saying? No. I don't know. I use deodorant with aluminum. I don't. It doesn't say it doesn't have aluminum in it. I don't know.
I
I don't know
can't
what the
use
big
it.
deal is about it. I
It
guess
makes me sweat more.
the aluminum ones do.
Yeah, I have a reaction to it. And so I
Mm.
was like sweating profusely. So I had to find different kinds. So I use Dr. Squatch.
Oh, okay. I have. Um, I think mine's just Gillette. I used to use um Old Spice like the gel, but it just wouldn't last. Like it wouldn't last me very long. So then I switched to this. I think it's Gillette or whatever, and it's like that white. What's the
Yeah,
white stuff
yeah.
called? And that
I know
stuff
what you're
actually
talking
will
about.
last me like two freaking full days, which kind of
Yes.
nice. It like clogs up your pores. I don't sweat nearly as bad with that on versus that Old Spice gel stuff. So I guess if I'm putting aluminum on my skin, so be it.
Wow. Well, the Dr. Squatch stuff, I could be sweating all day and I still smell good. So I don't
Yeah,
care.
dude, it's yeah. You, you need some deodorant when you're coming down to Florida. Oh,
Please.
test track. We got some first glimpses of test track. What are your initial thoughts? Not liking it. The queue looked boring as hell.
For all that time, when I saw that cue in the video, I
It
was
was
like,
like
that's the best you could come up with.
it looks
That was,
so boring.
oh, so
It looks
boring.
just like the
And the
queue in
ride,
before.
the the ride is literally the same. It's just got different lights.
Yeah, really.
They painted the cars and they put different lights up.
I
I mean,
yeah.
it's like I keep saying, you slap lipstick on a pig and it's still a pig, and that's what Disney keeps doing to these rides. You're just slapping some makeup on it and trying to call it something different, and you get the hype up. And the reason they do that is to sell tickets. All of you watching, just know that Disney doesn't care if you like the ride. They're redoing it because they know if they do, they're gonna sell tickets. Think about Splash Mountain for example. Everyone said there's never a line, never a line. If you went in June, July, and August, there was always an hour wait, even if it was Splash Mountain. Always an hour wait. There was not a day where it was not when it's hot out because it's a water ride. But now guess how long the wait is? You get in the park and it's 90, 120, 150 minutes because Tiana's on it now. They slap something else on there
Hmm.
because they know you'll buy the tickets just to go on the same ride, but because it's got different animatronics. Did the same thing with Test Track. They're going to do the same thing with most of the other refurbs. They're refurbing 3 rides this summer. I mean, look what they just did with what's it called? Astro Orbiter. That was down for months. All they did was paint it. And guess what's going to happen now that it's back? Because none of y'all could ride it for 3 months, even though it's the most boring ride. Y'all are going to wait an hour in line to go ride it. They know what they're
Yeah.
doing. They're smart. They know what they're doing. They know they're going to sell you tickets, but they're going to do the same thing with all these refurbs. It's never a big deal to have a refurb. If you hear the word refurb, just realize it's just same thing, different makeup. That's all it is.
And it was down for a long time too.
A year. A year.
Jeez Louise. And yeah, and
And that's all
I
you're going to give us?
I distinctly remember being just disappointed in the way the queue looked. It looked so boring and basic. Like you had all this time,
The
you couldn't have come
same.
up with something a little bit better. It is the same. It's just like, what are you doing?
Literally, when I heard they made it sound like they were going to go old school mixed with the new school. And I thought, okay, test dummies are coming back. Please bring
That'd
that
have been
back.
so cool. That'd have been sweet.
But no, now just seeing the stuff that they were visualizing like on that video, I was like, they went all futuristic on it.
Hmm.
And I get it. It's in the world of tomorrow, but don't you think in the future, like if we're really looking at the future, we were supposed to have flying cars by now. Don't you think by then we will? Like, why are
Yeah,
we
that
still sitting in a 6-person car? Like,
would have been sweet if they did something like we were a flying car. But I don't know. I'll try to get on it as soon as I can, just to just to see what it's like. But I don't know. It didn't seem all that great. It really didn't.
initial
Um,
reaction is a bleh, but once I
yeah.
ride it, we'll see.
I mean, it's basically the same ride, just the design is different. It's like they didn't really change all that much. Like you still kind of know exactly what it's gonna be like. It's not like it's a brand new ride. It literally just lipstick on a pig, like you said. Um, have you seen this challenge going around? Where people are trying to get all 6 Guardian songs in one day.
Okay. Jarendell started it, and I got to give him major props because waiting in line for that Guardians, which was Disneyland's Guardians, which is Tower of Terror, is completely different than waiting in line for ours. Ours is a roller coaster that takes an hour each at least to go around.
Hmm.
Sometimes the Guardians ride over there doesn't have a terrible wait, but he did great. I think he got 5 of the 6 songs in one day. I know Bill Nye the Disney guy did
That's
it
what I was gonna say.
here, and he got all 6. But I think he was there from open until close, just to get those 6 songs. So, I
You
mean,
gotta be committed.
you got to think how many times did he act? I know he put it on there, but I think he only wrote it nine
He
times
got a
total.
good he got a good deal. Jarendale wrote it like a crap ton of times. He gave up
Yeah, yeah,
on his because he wrote it too many times waiting in line all day. I don't blame him. I'd lose my
yeah.
mind.
Well, on a drop tower, that's a
No,
little
he did
much
one
to
in
be doing it
Orlando.
that many. Oh, he did it here too?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see his one in California. He did one of the Guardians, our Guardians.
Oh, I couldn't, I don't have the patience to wait in
He
line for that.
he ended up calling it quits, but I think he got five, four or
Yeah, he
five.
got
He kept
five
getting.
of the six.
That's crazy to ride it like 10, 12 times, and you you still can't get all the songs. And then Bill did it, and like his first like three or four were all
All
different, and then he
different.
got like
Yeah.
September twice or something like that. So he got a really nice draw, but man, waiting in line to ride Guardians like nine times in one day. I mentally I couldn't handle waiting in line just for the same attraction like that.
Now, like I did that with Expedition Everest and rode it 50 times in one day. And that was a lot. Like that was a lot. But they have a single rider line. So it wasn't
Right.
like I was waiting in a long line all day. And then there was a few times cast members saw what I was doing and would take me to the front and let me cut the line. And but Guardians, like every time I go there, it's over an hour wait. I couldn't do that. You're
No.
talking like imagine you ride it, let's say you ride it 10 times in one day. That's 30 minutes total of ride time. Because that ride's about 3 minutes long. That's
Mhm.
30 minutes total of like ride time and 9+ hours of waiting in line. No. No,
No.
no, no, no.
I simply will
Not
not.
doing it.
I shall
Good for
not
you
and will
guys for
not.
doing it. I applaud you on your efforts, but you guys are on your own on this one. I'm not doing it.
Yep. The coasters and Bro-Sters are sitting this one out.
Sitting
I
that one
can't ride
out.
a ride more than like twice without like, okay, I don't really want to go on it 3 times in a row, depending on what the ride is. But dang, dude, yeah,
So like
that's
when I did
no.
Everest, we were tracking which rows I got, and I figured out which rows I liked and which ones I didn't. And I think I rode almost every single row on that ride in that day. But oh man, it was intense. I was feeling it afterwards. But yes, it's a lot when you do a lot. You can try to do one ride over and over and over. I'm trying to think. I've seen some other challenges that people are doing at Disney and stuff, but I can't think of any like off the top of my head right now.
Um. Oh, people, you've done this. The seven theme parks in Orlando all in one day.
Yes, I did that.
SeaWorld, both Universal, all four Disney.
Yes. You have to,
I've never actually done that one.
I mean, it's not hard if you start at the right park.
Okay, give us your order of what you did.
So when I did it, you couldn't park hop until 2 o'clock at Disney. Now that they got rid of that, it's so much easier. So when I did it, I did Universal Studios first. No, actually, I take that back. I did Islands of it. No, wait. I did do Universal. I did Universal Studios first, and I rode ET, and I got Butterbeer in Diagon Alley, and then I took the train early in the morning over to Islands of Adventure, and I ate green eggs and ham, the tots, over at
Mm,
IOA, and then I rode the carousel, or no, the train. I rode the train
train.
um, because everything else had too long of a line. So when I got over there, I did the or what is it, the Dr. Seuss train that goes around, and
Seuss
then
Trolley.
from there, yeah, Seuss trolley. And then from there, I left and I went over to SeaWorld, and SeaWorld was not busy at all. I walked right in and got a donut, I believe, at the front because I had to do one snack or a drink and a ride. And then I did, nobody was in line in the morning for Infinity Falls. So I rode Infinity
Mm,
Falls. And then by that time, it was like 11:30. So I hopped in my car, drove to Disney, and started at Animal Kingdom. Did AK, then I went over to Hollywood Studios, did Hollywood, then from Hollywood took the Skyliner to Epcot, then from Epcot took the monorail to Magic Kingdom and ended at Magic Kingdom.
long day.
Very, very
How long
long
did that
day.
take you?
So I got up that morning at around 6. Because I live like, depending on traffic, 45 minutes to an hour from where I live to get to Universal Studios. So I got to Universal early, was in line to rope drop. So I was there like 7:30. They opened at 9. Walked into the park, got there. They actually let us in a little early that day. So I started in the parks at around 8 o'clock, 8:30. Yeah, 8:30. And I stayed until Magic Kingdom closed at 11 then.
Whew, dang. That is a
But
long day.
that was a weird day because I was getting so frustrated because I'm like, I've been promoting this forever and I was live streaming it and my view count was like super low and I was getting so mad. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to promote my live. And TikTok slaps me with the thing and says, no one's interested in your live, cannot promote.
Oh, dude, they're giving you a little backhand
I
action
was
there.
like, are you
Jeez.
joking me right now?
I'm trying to give you freaking money to push this out. You're literally telling me no? Is it that bad of a stream? Damn. TikTok
Uh,
not letting up.
no, they did not like me
Jesus.
that day.
Crying out loud.
That
Dude.
was fun.
Uh, now I want to do that challenge one of these days. Go to all seven. I've been to all
We
four
gotta do one
Disney's.
even, we gotta do one better.
Eight. You gotta do eight.
We have to go to all the Universal parks. You gotta go to SeaWorld. You gotta go to all Disney parks. You get done quick enough. You can hop in your car, drive to Tampa, and go hit Busch Gardens. And
Dude.
and then if you're even
Dude.
more intense, then you go to Legoland and you get all nine of them.
I'm pretty sure Tim Tracker did a video like that a couple years ago.
Doesn't
They
surprise me.
started off at Busch Gardens on one coast, watched the sunrise, like hit up all the theme parks, and then went to the other coast to watch the sunset.
That's
Could you
dope.
imagine that day? I'm gonna go back and try to watch that video if I can find it.
I'm pretty
That
sure.
would be insane.
I think Kirk actually did that with Busch Gardens.
Really.
I
Dang.
think he did one day on a live. If I'm not mistaken. Any of you Walrus Carp stands can correct me. But
Pocket fam.
Pocket Fam, I believe Kirk started at Busch Gardens and then did Universal and then did Disney. I think he did SeaWorld. I think he did all of them. But I might be mistaken. He might not have done SeaWorld. He might have done
That's a commitment.
Busch, Universal, and but I've seen Kirk amazes me with his longevity with his streams. I don't
I
get
don't
how
get
the
it.
guy does it. Um, it's impressive because there will be days where I used to watch him a lot more. I feel like I don't see him on as often, but I remember seeing him one day in the morning. He was at Busch Gardens, and then like halfway through the day, he was at Legoland. Then all of a sudden, I saw him at Universal Studios, and then I saw him at a Disney park, and I was like, bro, that is some major commitment right there. Like that's a lot of too much
Dude.
energy for me.
Yeah, I don't know how we can stream from 8 a.m. till 9
Midnight.
p.m. Dude, all day. Like, does he use the restroom? I don't think I've ever seen him like stop the live and go and use the restroom. Like,
I don't
I
know.
I I can stream more for like more than like 3 hours at a time, let alone 12 plus hours, 3 days a week like that. Oh my gosh, I give him credit because I
I
I
did
don't think I can do that.
I did full day ones a few times. That's a lot. It's very tiring, and it's no
Very.
joke out in the heat too. And I was dumb when I was streaming, constantly wearing Spirit jerseys. So my heat was like at an all-time high, and pounding water all day, you get hungry. I got tired of walking. Your feet would just back when I
Hurt.
was before I had my Flex footwear shoes, which I wear every single day. Now my feet never have pain. But then I was wearing On Clouds. I'd get home and my feet would just I couldn't walk the next morning. It was that bad if I did a full day stream. And yeah, just nuts. Just nuts.
Yeah, it'd be like July, 12 noon. I see Jeremy in the parks. Dude is dressed for like 50-degree weather. Like, dude, what are you wearing? If I,
uh,
it's just most bizarre. Like the Spirit jersey had that wrap on you. It's 100 degrees out here, Jeremy. Why are you wearing long sleeves?
listen. When I started, there was Bibbidi Bobbidi Beard. There was Travel Agent William, Mike Molinari, all wearing Spirit jerseys all the time. And I was like, I can do that. And so I got on the Spirit jersey train. And I thought that, I thought you had to be, if you're going to be a Disney adult and you're going to be a content creator, you got to go all in. And so I went all in. And I was obsessed with Spirit jerseys. I haven't worn one in a year. That's how little they matter to me now. I have a closet full of Spirit jerseys that will not be worn. My wife wears them. I don't wear them. I don't even wear them to sleep in. They just sit on hangers in my closet, and I don't touch them. But I was wrapped into it, man. Like
You were.
Spirit jerseys, the lounge flies if I could. But if you know what, it's okay. I moved past that. And that's one thing that I wanted to say on here was y'all could be Disney fans, y'all can love Disney, but you don't have to make it into your whole personality. Because I did that and it can be very unhealthy.
Oh, for sure. Making content. We talked about that. We have an episode about content
Yes.
creation and the ins and outs of it. And yeah, it's it goes into that episode because we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the in between, the outside. Um, yeah, it's brutal, especially when it's not even a full-time job and you don't reap a lot of benefits from it. But but it's fun. I mean,
It is.
like I said, it's ugly. It has its ups and downs for sure. And I mean, some people love it, some people hate it. And you know what? We see both sides of it on the internet. So you see those people who do it strictly for the monetary value and for the fame and the fortune, and then have those people who do it for the love of the game. And you know what? It's for you to
You know,
decide who you think is who.
most people
Um,
who do it for the love of the game end up doing it for the money. So you start getting a
mhm.
piece of it, and it can get to that point. So
It can. It has. Um, no, you wore sleeves, and I was always wearing cutoffs. So it's astonishing how you could do that. The less clothing I have on, the better, especially when it's that hot out. I don't want anything on my arms, on my sleeves. I don't want anything covering below my knees. No, I have to have as little clothing on. I sweat probably more than the average person. I might need to get that checked out. So no, the less clothing I have on, the better.
well,
Um,
part of it was I don't like wearing sunscreen. I hate
that's
sunscreen
fair.
with a
I just never
passion.
wore it either.
So I just didn't. I covered my arms because I know that's the part that I'm going to be seeing the most. Like if I wear shorts, my legs just get tan. I don't ever burn on my legs. My legs just get tan. My arms will burn, especially when you're walking around the park like this all day, and then you have your phone up to you, like, or you're holding your. I mean, I got the
I got a farmer's tan right now.
farmer's
Oh,
tan going.
you're flexing.
You want me to?
Hey,
I mean, I got it on here
that
too, man.
ganja is not legal in Florida. Um, no, I never wore sunscreen, which I really probably should start when I move back, so I don't set myself up for
I
skin
wear it
cancer.
now,
Yeah, I never wore it. I come home and
especially.
you'd see the lines, the hat line. I would get a tan line from like here and like part of my bicep because that's how I would hold my gimbal when I would stream. I would literally have tan lines this whole area because I would keep my arm bent for like 3 hours in the same position from stream.
You know what pissed me off the most? I used to wear, so I don't wear anything on this wrist anymore. I have a
Yeah.
wristband on this one, but I used to wear my Magic Band on this side and my Apple Watch on this side. And every night when I would take them off, it would be
Hmm.
white as snow under there,
Yep.
and the rest of it was tan. I'm like, this is so stupid.
The Apple Watch tan lines. I
Yeah, well,
just
they
told my
both
wife
look
about
the same, and I'm like, this is so dumb.
that. Yeah, you can't not wear it then because then you look like a dummy with a big old freaking
Yeah.
white mark right here. Yeah, yeah. Hey, that
Yes,
Florida sun is
exactly.
no joke, though. You will
It
get
feels
burned to a
nice.
crisp in a matter of minutes.
Today, Today was a different story. It was a friggin' monsoon at work.
Really?
Like
Bad?
Wind, I had to put all these umbrellas away because they were going to blow our tables away. And like I had to close up the garage doors because the wind was just blowing so hard. It was raining like a hurricane. It was pretty bad. I enjoyed it. I like listening to it, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it was bad. I mean, the sky was like black in the middle of the day today.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
Get a little midday hurricane action
pretty much.
there. Today was pretty nice. It's been super hot here lately. Um, so I was outside a lot of part of the day. I mean, I forgot how quickly that sun will just drain you. So just gotta stay hydrated, especially when you're in Florida. Man, that sun down there. I mean, if you're not used to it, if you're coming from the UK where you see sun, I don't know, 2 days out of the year, that Florida sun will chew you up, spit you out. Drink your water, wear your sunscreen, and take as many breaks as you need. Uh, you don't want to put yourself to any type of danger, heat stroke or dehydration or passing out. I've seen plenty of people at the theme parks getting help from like EMTs or first aid because they simply were just standing and they just pass out where they are because that heat will get you and you didn't drink enough water, didn't drink enough electrolytes. And make sure you're eating too, man. You're doing so many steps and you're walking and you're burning so many calories. You need to make sure that you're refueling your body and giving it the resources that it needs to be able to do all that walking and being out in that heat for 12 plus hours a day. So take as many breaks as you can. You know, if you have to step inside a shop for 5 minutes or if you gotta, just kind of chill out on the exit of a ride, dude, take care of your body when you're in Florida because the elements there are no joke. Um, I really have seen people pass out, and I've seen people be taken care of by first aid, and I've seen them on gurneys being escorted out of the park or behind scenes because they passed out. So I've seen
Yes.
that time and time and time and time again at the theme park. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. That's my little PSA to anyone visiting Florida. If you're not used to that heat, man, it's brutal. It can be really brutal.
Especially if you come from a place that doesn't have
That's
humidity.
what I was saying. If you come from the
Like,
UK, we don't get any sun.
yeah, you get no sun. Um, I always packed electrolytes in my bag just to be
hmm
safe. You don't even have to have like special electrolytes. Even if you just have some form of something that will just give you a little bit to help replenish with the sweating. But the neck towels are great. A lot of people like those. I don't like them um, because they just make my shirt all wet, and I don't like that feeling. But yeah, I mean, this heat down here is no joke. And then you have the random rain in the middle of the day, and everyone's like, "Oh boy, I love the rain. It's gonna cool off." I hated that because then I felt way more sticky after it rained than if it didn't rain. Plus, going from heat to cooling off by like 15 degrees back to heat really quick, your
hmm
body just gets shocked. It is such a weird feeling. The amount of times I felt sick after that was not a joke because it was like you go in, it's 90 degrees, it rains, it goes down to 75, and you're like, oh, this is great. Then you come back outside after going on a ride or something, and all of a sudden it's back up to like
Yeah,
88, 89, reaching the
that happens.
90s, and it's
Yeah,
brutal.
buy fans. There's a bunch of portable fan options you can have. Some just charge, or some you can use your phone battery. If you bring a hat, wear your sunscreen. Um, do that. Yeah, that Florida heat, man, that'll get you. It's countless times you in that sun and you drain very quickly. Your energy just plummets. You don't feel good. You get headaches. So yeah, 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 dude. Florida heat is no joke. You hear it time and time
No
again
joke.
because it's true. It is true. It is a real thing. So protect yourself when you're coming down here. Um, shoot. Well, Jeremy, next week you might have to do a solo ep. I don't know yet if I'm going to be able to record yet next week or not. So, um, yeah, yeah. But if you want to do a solo episode,
I could
great.
probably do that.
Yeah, yeah. And then I can give you like my Spotify creator password, then you can just upload it straight from your phone. So that way you don't have to
Sweet.
send it to me. But oh yeah, man, and then after that we should be in-person episodes.
Gosh,
So
yeah, that's oh my
yeah,
gosh, I didn't realize it was so close.
1 week from
When's the
tomorrow.
when's the official day? The
I'll
7th?
be. We're leaving on the 7th. I'll be there the 8th.
Okay, so Aurora doesn't know this, but the girls are going away for a week and a half. So when you're here, I
Ooh.
will be soloing it up. So I might be hanging out with Christopher. So yeah, you might need to all get together.
Well, if you guys want to help unload a trailer on the 8th, more than welcome to come and help. We'll need all the help we can get. So, just let me know if you want to come help
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
All right, all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds
Um,
good.
yeah, but I've been like I've been an emotional wreck like all day. I was crying all freaking day, so I had to take a little nap today because I had to clear the mind a little bit. It's just getting really close and it's getting super real. So it's
Leaving
I don't know.
family's not easy.
I'm all over the place mentally, like just up, down, crying. I was crying all freaking day today, so I think
I
the reality
remember.
of it set in.
I remember when you left here.
Yeah, it's tough.
That was, I will say, that was probably one of the funniest things because none of you guys got to see that behind the scenes when Chandler was moving out of Florida, asking every single person if you had to move out of, he'd been drinking all day at Epcot, mind you. If you had to move out of Florida, what would you do? And one guy's like, I wouldn't do it. He's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stay. And
Two
the
days
amount
later,
of
I moved,
times, the amount of times he was like, I'm going to stay. I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to stay. I was
and
like,
then
no, you're
didn't stay,
not. No, you're not.
and then didn't stay.
Yeah,
Hey, I told my mom today. I was like, if I don't like it, I'll just move back to Ohio. I've done it once. Manage it again. I mean, I don't know many
absolutely.
people in their lifetime can say they've lived in Florida on two separate occasions. Yeah, but I think the reality of it just set in today, and yeah, today was just rough day, but I think just get a good night's sleep, feel better about it tomorrow, and be there before you know it. Be there really,
Absolutely.
really, 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 really soon. So super excited. So yeah, yeah. Well, Jeremy, any final thoughts?
You guys got to stop letting them slap makeup on a pig and calling it something different. You spending $300 a day to go do it.
Sticking up to the man. We
You
gotta
gotta stop accepting mediocrity and you gotta demand better if you're paying those high prices. That's all I can
gotta
say about
demand.
that.
Yes, I agree. All right. Well, that was a good episode. I had no agenda. We kind of just got on, started talking, and here we are. We made
Good
it
one.
just about to the hour mark. So, if you guys are listening on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, or iHeart, please hit that follow button. Leave us a comment on those episodes. Tell us what you want to hear, what
Sub
you
on the
liked, what you didn't
tube.
like. Yes. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Coasters and Brosters. We're uploading the episodes on there now, so you can watch them on the tube if you want to see our beautiful faces. Give us a subscribe on there. We would love that from you. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram, and shoot us any messages or episode topics you want us to discuss. If you want us to do reviews, rankings, whatever. So just send us all your thoughts and ideas. We want to hear from all you guys. So coolio, and we will see you guys next week. Oh shoot, I had the wrong thing.